honestly, it sucks that copyright is a thing because I would mostly just start this singing some of Bollywood's best music according to me. Just say, how do you, how do you watch the Romantics and not immediately break into Chandni, Meri Chandni? See, that's Romantics. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Pratiksha Mishra and you're watching my review of The Romantics. The Romantics basically, it's a docu-series where they talk about the YRF brand of cinema and why exactly it became a brand of cinema. The thing is, I am not known to not having watched something. I think this is something that, मतलब मेरे office में भी people will attest to this कि अगर कोई चीज़ होता है and they're like, oh, have you watched this? 99% of the time my answer is कि हाँ देखा है. Especially if someone tells me that something is bad, like some show is cringe or like, oh, अच्छी नहीं बनी. I need to watch those things. I think it's because I grew up with cinema. At some point, the films that I didn't have to, like sneak out for, I could just sit at home and मेरी माँ और मैं बैठ के देखते थे. And for that reason, I became a fan of Madhuri Dixit and Hema Malini and Amitabh Bachchan. And before I really became a fan of any of the actors who were working in films when I was growing up. And so watching The Romantics is like a nostalgia hit. मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि you've kind of been taken back in time. अब मुझे तो ठीक है, मुझे ऐसा लगता था I was watching these films when they were already successful. मतलब when I watched Chandni, सबको पता था कि Chandni is already become a huge hit. When I was watching DDLJ, it had already been a hit. वो तब मतलब around 15-20 साल से already चल रही थी मराठा मंदिर में. When you watch The Romantics, you see how this happened, right? मतलब वो story आई कहाँ से, how it become a film, and the fact that Shahrukh Khan almost wasn't a part of it, it's impossible. अभी आप imagine करो तो DDLJ does not exist without SRK and Kajol, and that is what makes Romantics such a wonderful watch because it is cinema. It's cinema about cinema. It's a love letter to cinema. For example, films like Kabhi Kabhi, or there are just these films that you can't get over. That is what The Romantics is about, and obviously a huge part of that is the YRF brand of cinema. YRF brand हो गया हो, सूरज बरजाते हो गया हो, it is what my parents kind of told me was films. And obviously like when I was studying, I became more of a Shyam Benegal fan person. But like my favorite movie till date, whenever someone asks me, is Hum Aapke Hain Kaun? And sure, some of these films haven't aged well, but the magic of Bollywood is it's amazing. ऐसा aesthetic films देखने जाते हैं ना Hollywood वगैरह के, so I usually just call them beautiful. I think the colors are great because मेरे लिए aesthetic is ऐसा वो Switzerland की वादियाँ and like that escapism that came from the cinema. And The Romantics also shows you why escapism worked. A very smart decision on the part of The Romantics creator Smriti Mundra, who I think is also known for Never Have I Ever and Indian Matchmaking, is to kind of show us कि जब यहाँ ऐसे Bollywood और Indian cinema का चकाचौंध था तो बाहर क्या चल रहा था, what was actually happening in people's lives, because Bollywood का एक main thing ये है कि when the country was struggling financially just as a whole, we had these films like Roti Kapda Makan and everything that showed you the angst of like the youth in the country. We see how Yash Chopra used to make films, and then we see how Aditya Chopra started making films, and it's all so beautifully put together in this show. And honestly, kudos to the show creator for that. And they found the right people to interview, because when Shahrukh Khan is talking, when Madhuri Dixit is talking, when Kajol is talking, when Rani Mukherjee is talking, you have to listen. And sure, this comes from a huge access that they have, but access का क्या मस्त इस्तेमाल किया है इन्होंने. And yeah, I think that's it. The music, it's all Bollywood old songs, and you'll feel just transported back, and there are no complaints about The Romantics. I'm so glad they released this on Valentine's Day, because what better medium to talk about love than Indian cinema. And like I was saying, जब आप वो फिल्मों को compare करो with what was going on in the world, you'll see how there is a range. क्योंकि ऐसा वो Romantics में बताते हैं कि the understanding of cinema is so important. आपको पता चलता है कि audience makes cinema, right? And this is something like you saw say in Cinema Marte Dam Tak also, and that's again something you're seeing here in two very, very different ways. There are some issues I feel like वो कुछ movies या कुछ subjects where they spend a lot of time, because of course they have that huge star value. Sometimes it feels like multiple talking heads are repeating the same thing, but you can let those things go because it is just such a great experience. You see like the rise of Indian cinema from the angry young man to like the gentle hero, to how Shahrukh became a romantic hero, to how like films like Dar and everything came to be. Again, one of my favorite films. Might not have aged well. But yeah, that's what The Romantics is. The Romantics is a romantic love letter to cinema, and what a wonderful day to watch it on. And that is why every time you think about Indian cinema, I feel like you'll have to think about The Romantics, and I'm actually very interested in seeing where we're going to go with docuseries like this about studios and how they came to be and how cinema is made. That whole BTS thing is so fun to watch. And yeah, so my rating for The Romantics is 4 stars out of 5.